Good evening, everyone. There you go, there you go. Yes, welcome to the 2024-2025 Distinguished Faculty Reception. It's wonderful to see all of you as the semester comes to a close. It's always nice to gather together and celebrate the accomplishments of our colleagues. So as the evening goes on, we're going to recognize our distinguished professors who are in attendance, those who are receiving special awards, namely the Shared Governance, the Teaching, Research, and Scholarship, and Service Awards, and of course the winner of this year's Distinguished Professor Award. With us this evening, we do have some special guests whom I wish to recognize, and let me begin by recognizing Folly Carter, the First Lady of Francis Marion. Would you stand, Folly? Thank you so much for being here. We also have two of our members of the Board of Trustees, Mr. Paul Dove and Mr. Robert Lee. Thank you both for everything that you do throughout the year for Francis Marion. Next, let me introduce those who are seated up here with me this evening. To my left, the far left, is Dr. Sean Smolin Morton. He's the president of the Francis Marion University AAUP chapter. Of course, you all know the president, Fred Carter. And to my right, Professor Lisa Pike, the 2023-2024 Distinguished Professor, and Dr. Sharon O'Kelly, Chair of the Faculty. And I am going to call Dr. O'Kelly to come forward to recognize several other distinguished members in attendance this evening.
Good evening, everyone. At this time, we would like to recognize previous recipients of the Distinguished Professor Award who are here with us this evening. I would like for each to stand and remain standing when your name is called. I ask that you hold your applause until all have been announced. 1987-1988, Dr. E. Lorraine de Matzedlan. 1992-1993, Dr. Ben L. Kyer. 1998-1999, Dr. George E. Harding III. 2006-2007, Dr. Pamela A. Rooks. 2007-2008, Mr. A. Glenn Gurley. 2010-2011, Dr. Derek W. Yokish. 2011-2012, Dr. Christopher D. Johnson. 2014-2015, Mr. Travis W. Knowles. 2015-2016, Dr. Jeanette M. Myers. 2016-2017, Mr. David Keith Best. 2018-2019, Dr. Rebecca H. Flanagan. 2019-2020, Dr. Larry P. Englehart. 2020-2021, Dr. V. Scott Kaufman. 2021-2022, Dr. Leroy Pete Peterson. 2022-2023, Dr. Meredith Love Steinmetz. 23-24, Dr. Lisa A. Pike. At this time, we would like to recognize Professor Emeriti. We ask that you come forward when your name is called to receive your citation from the President. Mr. Timothy L. Hansen. Dr. Samuel H. Howell, Jr. I would now like to call on Dr. Sean Smolin Morton, AAUP President, to present the Charlene Wages Shared Governance Award for 2024-25. Dr. Smolin Morton.
Good evening, everyone. The 26th Shared Governance Award goes to a tireless and enthusiastic leader on and off campus. She has been an active and engaged member of the AAUP since 2014, 2 years after she joined the faculty at Francis Marion University. In 13 years, she has served on 32 committees and boards, including the last 6 years on academic affairs, the 2022 Provost Search Committee, which turned out pretty well, the AAUP FM Executive Committee, the Felician Board of Directors, and 4 years as the president of the South Carolina Board of Nursing Foundation. In all, since 2012, this professor has chaired or presided over 7 governing bodies. The rich alphabet soup of abbreviations for her credentials are enough to win a Scrabble game. DMP, MS, DSN, ADN, ANCC, FNP, APN, SC, HA, BLS, CPR, and AED, and OCBL. These credentials give her the authority to teach, practice medicine, research, administrate, and save your life in an emergency. What's special about this professor's service to shared governance is her work with the South Carolina legislature. For the past 10 years, she has advanced on behalf of her profession, patients, and this university several initiatives. Notable among her accomplishments was the passage of legislation, in her words, quote, to provide a tax credit for South Carolina community-based healthcare practitioners, physicians, advanced practicing nurses, and physician assistants that serve as clinical preceptors for students from universities in South Carolina, end quote. She cares for our profession with as much hard work, skill, and love as she does for her patients and students. By the unanimous and enthusiastic vote of its membership, the AAUP FM chapter awards the 2025 Charlene Wages Shared Governance Award to the Director of the MSN Family Nurse Practitioner and the Doctor of Nurse Practice Tracks, Professor Deborah L. Hopla.
Congratulations, Dr. Hopla, and thank you, Dr. Smolin Morton. And now I call on President Carter to help present the Teaching, Research, and Scholarship and Professional Service Awards. This year's recipient of the Excellence in Teaching Award is a professor who has been a member of our faculty since 2006. During this time, this individual has consistently engaged in tailoring learning experiences for their students, consisting not only of lectures, but of experiential learning that often takes students outside of the classroom, providing not only valuable experience, but invaluable connections to building future careers. For almost 20 years, the recipient has taught a variety of courses using different modalities to include face-to-face learning supported by pre-recorded lectures, online and independent studies. He also strives to create a realistic environment by using student consulting projects. For example, in his supply chain analytics course, he oversees 3 to 4 in-depth projects sponsored by Sunoco, in which students work with their clients to create a production plan. In addition to his teaching role in the classroom, the recipient has also played a pivotal role in developing and running 2 certificate programs for the School of Business to help students prepare for graduate studies. He is also a noted mentor to both undergraduate and graduate student alike. As one of his students stated, The recipient is the embodiment of an outstanding educator, passionate, innovative, and deeply dedicated to student success. This year's recipient holds a BET from Anna University, an MBA from the University of Delhi, and an MS and PhD from the University of North Carolina, Charlotte. Recognizing his exceptional teaching in the field of management, this year's recipient of the Excellence in Teaching Award is Dr. Hari Rajagopalan. The recipient of this year's Francis Marion University Award for Excellence in Scholarship and Research is an assistant professor who has been a member of our faculty since 2022. During this time, the recipient has published 7 peer-reviewed articles, 4 editorials, 1 book chapter, has conducted 8 presentations at national conferences, and conducted 2 invited webinars. According to Google Scholar, the recipient's work has been cited over 960 times. Since 2022, the recipient has taken advantage of PEAK and REAL grants to involve undergraduate and graduate students in his innovative and involved research on the role of mentoring in the success of first-generation college students. FMU students working with the recipients have not only learned how to code and analyze responses, but they also have provided invaluable insight from their own lived experiences as college students. To follow up on this work, the recipient is also nearing completion of a large meta-analysis of mentoring interventions for undergraduate students, again with the support of student researchers who will be co-authors on the paper when it is submitted for publication. Simply put, the recipient's stated objective of his research is to position mentoring programs as viable interventions to lighten the massive resource demands experienced by college counseling centers. This year's recipient holds a BA from Sewanee, the University of the South, and an MA and PhD from the University of Massachusetts. Recognizing his work in the field of psychology, this year's recipient of the Excellence in Scholarship and Research Award is Dr. Matthew Hagler. The recipient of this year's Francis Marion University Award for Excellence in Service is an associate professor who has been a member of our faculty since 2015. During this individual's time at the university, their service has been extensive. As one colleague put it, the recipient has an unwavering commitment to their students, to the discipline they serve, and to the university as a whole. Over the last 10 years, the recipient has served on 12 committees at the school and university level, doing work on accreditation, certification, and providing input on our governance process. In addition to widespread committee work, the recipient has also done profound work in the field of education in helping to establish and run a Center of Excellence since 2022, focused on teacher retention in the PD region. Since the establishment of the center, the recipient has worked with 5 local school districts to provide 56 professional development workshops to first-year and pre-service teachers. Such dedicated work has led to increasing teacher retention rates in one district by 41% and by 27% in another. This year's recipient holds a BA from Maryville College, an MA from Tusculum College, and a PhD from the University of Tennessee. Recognizing her exceptional service to the School of Education, to Francis Marion University, and to the PD region. This year's recipient of the Excellence in Service Award is Dr. Kim McHouston. And now to present the Distinguished Professor Award, I call on Professor Lisa Pike, Distinguished Professor of 2324. Professor Pike.
All right. This is new this year. All right. The Distinguished Professor Award for 2024-2025 is presented to a faculty member in recognition of his or her excellence in teaching, scholarship, and service. This year's recipient has made many contributions to Francis Marion University in and out of the classroom. The recipient has been actively involved in the university community and is a previous recipient of the Charlene Wages Shared Governance Award. Since joining the faculty in 2004, this year's distinguished professor, according to one colleague, has been staggeringly productive, hardworking, and continues to have a shaping influence on the department, the university, and the surrounding community. In her 21 years of service to the university, this year's recipient has taught 27 different courses and works closely with her students to provide feedback. As one colleague noted, this year's recipient provides a safe, welcoming, and helpful space for all students. During her time at Francis Marion University, this year's recipient has authored over 150 publications. Her most recent publication being her first full-length collection of poetry titled A Dangerous Heaven, for which she was nominated for the Yassini Poetry Prize. This year's recipient has been nominated multiple times for the Pushcart Prize and was the winner of the Saluda River Poetry Prize in 2022. In recognition of her extensive research record, this year's recipient was named a Francis Marion University Board of Trustees Research Scholar in 2019. She was also named the inaugural Poet Laureate of the PD in 2020. The professional service of this year's distinguished professor is wide-ranging and includes memberships on many departmental, university, and statewide committees. Among others, she has served on the Admissions, Retention, and Advising Committee, the 2016 Provost Search Committee, Grade Appeals, Academic Freedom and Tenure Grievance Committee, Graduate Council, and Academic Affairs, for which she also served as chair. She currently serves as a Board of Governors member for the South Carolina Academy of Authors, a member of the Advisory Committee for the South Carolina Humanities, and is a past board member of South Carolina Humanities. This year's distinguished professor earned her Bachelor of Arts in English and Communications at Augusta University in 1992, and her Master of Arts and Doctor of Philosophy degrees in English from the University of Tennessee, Knoxville in 1995 and 2001, respectively. Therefore, in recognition of her excellence in teaching, her scholarly and professional achievements, and her dedicated service to the Francis Marion University, the Distinguished Professor Award for 2024-2025 is presented to Dr. Jo Angela Edwins.
Well, this is a bit of a surprise. Nobody asked for my CV, so the famous poet T.S. Eliot, first line of his famous poem, The Wasteland, is April is the cruelest month. And I've been wandering around saying that because this April's been pretty cruel. but there is not a darn thing that's cruel about this. I can't thank my colleagues enough. Y'all are good people. Thank you.
Congratulations to all of our awardees this evening. Let's do another round of applause for everyone. This now concludes our program. For those of you who were awarded awards this evening, please come forward so you can have your photos taken. Thank everyone for being here this evening. Have a wonderful evening and please travel safely.